So in order to prevent that kind of like pattern occurring where, you know, because sometimes, and this comes up in the mixed coaching with the men a lot, sometimes men are genuinely confused about your interest level. It's about giving very clear kind of green lights to a man, and then it's not happening. Either not say anything and just move on, or you can just say, look, it doesn't really feel like we're on the same page, or I don't know if this is really working for me. I think it feels like I'm maybe looking for something slightly different from you. I'm not really sure, but you know, I'm going to move on. And then sometimes they will step up. Or equally, you can just kind of move on and trust that there are lots of men who would want to move forward. And, you know, sometimes making that shift is a really important shift, rather than kind of hanging around on the off chance in that place of confusion, which we can all do for ages sometimes, right? If we like somebody, where it feels a bit friend zone-ish, or it feels confusing, and it's kind of like, yeah, we get on really well, but he hasn't asked me out. And, you know, so I would even verge more towards being quite direct with men about the fact that you like them, and just then it's like it's said, it's out in the open. And then if they like you, a man who likes you and is available will absolutely jump on that and will start arranging and planning dates. They are the lucky one, and they should be the lucky one, and a man should actually be genuinely really excited and want to plan dates and want to step into that masculine energy, kind of chase you and woo you, and you know, all of that. And we're not looking for like a Disney movie necessarily. You know, people are busy, people are human, people have off days. So, you know, there is a balance, but I think there has to be that kind of little bit of a sense of keenness, and sort of when it works, when it's the right relationship, when two people are available, it is relatively simple. And so if it feels overly confusing and challenging and like, oh, what's going on? Chances are it's like he's unavailable, he's not that into you, or there's just something, who cares really why? And I think as women, we can often spend so much time trying to figure out why, right? And then also trying to get closure. And it's like, you know, in many ways, lack of interest is closure. I mean, like, to have a conversation about getting closure. Do you like, you know, what are we doing here? And it's kind of like, well, if nothing's really happening, then we're not really doing anything. What am I doing here is the question. You know, what are you doing here? So it's really challenging yourself constantly to up level yourself and step into that higher value place, and just to keep asking yourself, well, what am I doing here? Does this feel fun and easy and flowing, or does it feel kind of confusing and weird and like I'm having to work really, really hard to get crumbs? And if so, I need to check myself and kind of step out, and just, you can either say I'm stepping out because of that reason, or just, you know, disappear, ghost them if you want to. And actually, it's in a way, it's not ghosting if you haven't kind of got an established thing going. You know, it's just the nature of, particularly with online, you know, it is the nature of it a little bit. But I think as you step into that higher value place, actually, your energy will shift, and you will just start to naturally kind of attract people who are a bit more available. But it's just trusting that can be challenging sometimes to make that shift. We have a tendency to want to kind of like nail things down, or end things, or carry them, move them forward too quickly, or get some sort of clarity really quickly. And that's what makes dating hard, because we have sitting in with uncertainty is hard, right? And then if we've got attachment stuff and we're kind of a bit anxious or whatever on top of that, it's really hard. And that's kind of why we're all here. Do you know what I mean? Because it's, you know, that can cause us to kind of act out in different ways of either, you know, chasing too much or giving too much, or you know, pulling away too soon, or not being direct, or, you know, all these things that we do to sort of protect ourselves as well.